And if you're not making it up, let's go the extra mile. I am the go the extra mile type of judge. Case number 205619101, the People versus Christopher Connolly. Defendant is charged with license plate illegal use. Today is the date set for review.
Rakedia Hall on behalf of Christopher Connolly. Sir, may you state your first, middle, and last name for the record?
Christopher Deshaun Connolly.
Okay, Ms. Hall, how long are we gonna do this?
Your Honor, according to Mr. Connolly, he has
I need to brace myself. I need to brace myself and tie myself down to the chair.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me brace myself. Let me tie myself down to the chair. Because I am live streaming. Let me brace myself, tie myself down to the chair, and get ready for this excuse. I'm gonna say my little poem, and then I'm gonna hear your report. Excuses are the tools of what? The weak and incompetent. I didn't write this poem. This is what they taught me when I was pledging. Those who use excuses build bridges to nowhere and monuments of nothingness. And then I revised it and said that the excuses, when you come to court, they might build bridges to the Wayne County Jail. Okay, I'm ready, Ms. Hall. According to Mr. Connolly, what happened in 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24? What happened? Why he couldn't do this probation on illegal license plate case? Go ahead, Ms.
So Mr. Connolly indicated that over the years, he had been not only trying to reach the probation department by phone, but he also went in person to the probation department multiple times. And he has been told on multiple occasions that he was not on probation. He indicates that he has reached out to probation officer Bradfield multiple times and has not received a response back.
So when he came in person, I'm sorry, because I like to gain understanding.
Yes, Your Honor.
When he came in person and he was told he was not on probation, what made him then try to reach out to Mr. Bradfield? What made
this was not necessarily done in the order that I am explaining it. So I'm just saying that he indicates that he's tried multiple methods of trying to get in contact with his probation officer, with the probation department, but he was told that he's not on probation. I did indicate to him that since it is his responsibility and he knows that he was placed on probation, that he should have then come to the courtroom or contacted his attorney.
Because I'm so glad you had said that, because I was going to say, Mr. Flanagan.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long you been my clerk? The baby is how old now?
17 months.
Oh, so you've been my clerk at least 17 months, because you came and then the baby was born like right after that. In 17 months, have you seen Mr. Connolly in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, he didn't come see you? He must.
To my knowledge, Your Honor, I don't recall ever seeing him in the courtroom.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody had come to you in the courtroom about their probation, just hypothetically, what would you have done? What would you have done?
Direct them to 317, the probation department.
And then would you have told them who their probation officer was?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I apologize. Ms. Hall, please excuse my interruption for these excuses that you've given me that do not make any sense, that are not true. Go ahead.
So, Your Honor, he indicated that the last time that he came to the court was this past week on December 9th or 10th. And he was again told that he is not on probation.
Okay.
We did discuss.
Again. Let's get probation again. Let's get because this is
Excuse me.
I can't imagine who is telling people they're not on probation. Let's get Mr. Farmer and Mr. Wade, or who's at that desk when they go in probation. Who is that person?
I believe her name is Miss Collins. I'll call probation, Your Honor.
Oh, let's find out who is telling the people they're not on probation. Somebody came in last month and was told, last week they were told they weren't on probation. Miss Hall, your client is raising his hand. He wants to speak to me. Did you want him to speak, or did you? You wanna,
Mr. Conley, did I state something inaccurately?
No, I just had a question. I wanted to know, is that the probation that's inside the 36 at the top floor?
see what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't speak because we not on no top, probation not on top.
I was just asking a question. I was just
See what I'm
asking a
saying? I know
Oh,
you just
okay.
asked a question, but I'm not the question answerer. So here's what's going on. We're on the record. And so the record, that's a question that you should have asked your lawyer. But the thing about your question is that it lets me know that you did not go to probation. The thing about your question tells me that you didn't go to probation because probation is not on the top floor. So saying that you've come down here year after year or month after month and you went to probation and somebody in probation told you that you were not on probation, and then you asking me about probation being on the top floor, there are a couple of things about that. One, probation is not on the top floor. Two, nobody on the top floor, no one on the top floor would have looked up your case and told you that you were not on probation. There's not an office on the top floor that would have done that. So let me say this to you, Mr. Connolly. It's good to let your lawyer represent you. Because if you try to represent yourself right now, you might be on your way to jail. So it's probably a good thing to let your lawyer represent you. And now here comes Mr. Farmer, and then I'm going to ask him a question that I know the answer to. I'm going to ask Mr. Farmer a question that I already know the answer to. Good morning, Mr. Farmer.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful today. How are you?
I'm fine.
Mr. Farmer, has the probation department ever been located on the top floor of the court?
No, Your Honor.
I know they haven't. Mr. Farmer, if someone comes to probation and they come in there and they're trying to find their probation officer, the person that sits at the front desk there, what's their like title or position?
They're clerks, Your Honor.
Clerk. And would the clerk tell the person you're not on probation, go away?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, I was wondering. Now, last week, who was the clerk in probation? Last week, who was the clerk?
We have the same two clerks. We have Ms. Collins and Ms. Sutgray.
Okay. And last week, would they have any record of Mr. Connolly coming to them and them telling Mr. Connolly that he was not on probation, even though on December 13th, on Friday, December 13th, even though I received an update from probation officer Gary Bradfield with respect to Mr. Connolly, would somebody have looked him up in the system and then said he wasn't on probation?
They wouldn't have gave him any information regarding his probation. They would have called either the PO or me. But as far as him coming down here, he would have had to sign in and see someone.
Oh, you done said something right there. Mr. Farmer, they sign in when they come to probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if I tell you to go look and see the sign-in sheets for December 9th and 10th, you will be able to tell me if Mr. Connolly's name is on there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Hall, do you want me to get the sign-in sheets? Is your client confident that he came to probation last week, or you don't want me to get them sign-in sheets? Because I'm getting ready to get the sign-in sheets.
Your Honor, I don't believe that the sign-in sheets are necessary. I think that we should focus on moving forward. I did speak with Mr. Connolly and explain to him that probation is the alternative to jail, and that at this point he should not still be on probation. However, he has to take responsibility and accountability for making sure that he completes those conditions. He did indicate that he is fully committed to completing the conditions. He did indicate that he took it upon himself to complete 80 hours of community service, but
I'm so glad that service is the rent we pay for the space we occupy, because that's what that community service was for.
Absolutely. I did indicate to him that the community service has to be at a probation department approved location, which he indicated again that he was trying to get the information for, but had not yet received. He is, however, able to complete the community service, the 82 hours of community service at a probation department approved location. And he is at this point ready to comply with the terms and conditions and hopefully be off of probation before 2025 is over. So we are asking the court to give him one last chance to prove that he is worthy of the probation sentence that the court was so gracious to provide, and allow him to get in contact with his probation officer. I did provide Mr. Bradfield's email address, and come into compliance with the court's requirements.
Here's the thing, Mr. Farmer, do you have a,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you have a phone number that you're willing to give out? I am live streaming. Maybe if you put it in the chat, or if you don't.
He can call, no, that's fine. They can call my direct line. That's fine.
Okay. Because here's what I want. You know, I don't want to put Mr. Conley in jail for this case. I do not. Couple of things going on though. The case is old. I don't even know if I still have jurisdiction over Mr. Conley. But we're gonna find out. And then all of this right here. You're going in the wrong direction, Mr. Conley. You have 3 warrants for your arrest in Farmington Hills. You have cases pending in circuit court. And all I'm going to tell you is they got a pretty new jail over there that they just made. When the jailers come over there, I see they got carpet down and accent walls. Now, let me tell you who you think they're trying to make it comfortable for. And they're not trying to make it comfortable for the workers. They're trying to make it comfortable for you. And that's probably some advocacy. That's probably some silly, some advocacy. I didn't mean to say silly, for somebody who is wanting you to think they have your best interests at heart. When what they should be advocating is for something else that's going to keep you out of jail. But nonetheless, you're going the wrong direction, sir. And then you're coming in here making up this stuff. Now, probation has never been on the top floor. But I'm willing to get the sign-in sheets if you want me to. Because I would also indicate that if one of the clerks, who I believe do a wonderful job, I haven't heard anything about them. Now, I'm not over in probation. I'm not the supervisor. Mr. Farmer is. But I can imagine that if he finds out that his clerks are looking up cases, people walking in and his clerks are looking up cases and then telling the people that they're not on probation, I'm certain that Mr. Farmer would have to handle that situation. And in doing so, he would look up and see, well, the person came in at this time. And then you know what we would also be able to look up? Because what they wouldn't want to do is simply fire or discipline someone without doing a proper investigation. He would need to call IT. IT would go in that computer system that's sitting right on that desk in that front part right there when you go in. And IT would say, well, Mr. Conley signed in at this time. And at this time, somebody sitting at this computer looked up his case. Oh, we would be able to find it out. And so then whoever looked up his case must not know how to read. Because if you looked up the case at the top of the register of action, it says probation right there up in the upper right-hand corner when you pull up your case. So whoever pulled this up, they don't know how to read. Whoever pulled it up must not be lien certified, and they shouldn't be in the system pulling up the register of action. So the thing about it is when you come on here and make up stuff, you're getting somebody else in trouble. And if you're not making it up, let's go the extra mile. I am the go the extra mile type of judge, because what I don't want people giving misinformation. I don't want clerks giving legal advice, but I also don't want you slacking on what you're supposed to do and then blaming it on somebody else. This case is not a serious case. I'm telling you the truth. Of all the cases I have on my docket, this is probably one of the least serious cases. But now I got Mr. Farmer on here taking up his time, because you said you've been coming to probation since 2021, and that they keep telling you that you don't have a case. I mean, you're not on probation. And that's bewildering to me. That's baffling to me, Mr. Connolly. And Mr. Farmer has been an outstanding supervisor who used to be a probation officer and used to be a probation officer on this very docket. And so he can understand exactly the information that I would need from him. All right, Mr. Farmer, I appreciate you showing up as you always do, even though I still tell you your background be making us nervous. I be nervous thinking I'm in trouble when you come on there with all them flags and stuff. But we're gonna direct Mr. Conley to the right place, and then if Mr. Bradfield is not responsive to you, Mr. Conley, you're gonna ask for Supervisor Farmer. You're gonna go to probation, which is not on the top floor. It's right across the hall from my courtroom. You're going to go to probation. You're going to say, I need to see Supervisor Derek Farmer, because I'm trying to tell the judge that Mr. Bradfield is not responsive to me. And so now I need to come and see the supervisor. But let me tell you who I know is not going to ever give you information about your case. Them two clerks that's sitting at that desk. That's not even their job or responsibility. So let's do better. You have $12,953 that you owe to the 36th District Court. And the good thing for you is that those same people that's advocating out there for things that I think maybe they should advocate for something different, they advocated to finally, I think, stop you all from having to go to jail for owing $13,000 to the court. And they called it a debtor's court. And then the court has to do some type of an assessment before they put you in jail. They have to do an assessment before they put you in jail. They could still put you in jail. They need to do an assessment. Life is hard enough as it is. I can't even imagine owing a court $12,000. Also, it's a shift and change in the atmosphere. It's a shift coming. There's a shift coming that everybody voted for in November. Now there's a shift coming in January. You keep messing around if you want to. You can keep on. You can keep on messing around if you want to. And they're gonna build prisons and walls. Prisons and walls. That's gonna be the goal. Prisons and walls. So you can keep on a license plate case. On a license plate case. Okay. So we're going to assume at this moment that I still have jurisdiction over Mr. Conley, and we're going to give him an opportunity not to go to jail. He has, oh wait, this is in the past tense. The sentencing was December 10th. What happened on the sentencing, Ms. Hall?
It was rescheduled, Your Honor. I looked up the ROA and I don't see any issues or entrances on the ROA, since it says that the sentencing was scheduled on December 10th. However, Mr. Conley indicates that it was rescheduled. I don't know to what day.
Why don't you know? Because he don't know?
I don't know, and the ROA doesn't indicate.
Your Honor, they told me my court date was on the 9th. I never had a court date on the 10th. And when I did schedule for court on the 9th, they rescheduled my court date for today.
Who rescheduled? You saying you supposed to be in circuit court right now?
No, circuit court for what? Oh no, I think that's child support.
Ooh. Okay.
For the RNO.
Let me read this. Ooh, because that's now that okay.
I know.
Whew. On May 26, 2024, the defendant was arrested in Detroit for count 1, police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Count 2, knowingly assaulting or assault and battery of a pregnant individual. According to the Third Circuit Court records, a guilty plea was accepted on August the 16th, 2024, and sentencing was scheduled for December 10th of 2024. And there is a case number on here.
And when I looked up that case number, Your Honor, the last entry says sentencing scheduled for December 10th. There's nothing further than
It's
that.
probably the warrant haven't hit the system yet because he doesn't even sound like he knew about his court date.
I got it written down, Your Honor. I got all my court dates written down.
So then when is your next court date for this guilty plea that you pled guilty to in August?
It was supposed to be today. What they tried to do was try to put all my cases on the same docket.
They couldn't put it on the same docket because one is a felony and one is a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they told me, Your Honor. I'm just going about
listen,
all the information.
Mr. Conley, I want to help you, even though you don't want to help yourself. Miss Hall, I'm going to send you back in the breakout room with Mr. Conley to find out if he was supposed to be in court today in circuit court. Okay. Find out if he was supposed to be in court today on circuit court. See how you can see those papers. If he was supposed to be in circuit court today, look like Mr. Flanagan needs to try to call circuit court so that they don't put a warrant out for his arrest on a sentencing on a felony.
Your Honor, there is also another concern regarding this case. Mr. Conley is...
Hold on, please forgive me for the interruption. Mr. Farmer, I appreciate you. That's all I needed from you. It wasn't until after I called for you to come that he told me that he went to the top floor. So at that point,
no problem, Your Honor.
He didn't go to probation, but thank you, Mr. Farmer. He's going to call you if he has any issues, but let me try to figure out his other issues, okay?
Okay, have a good day.
All right, you too. Thank you so much. Okay, Miss Hall, what are you saying?
Mr. Conley is on a GPS tether.
He's going to stay on it because somebody need to find him because he doesn't know his court dates.
So he was originally on a GPS tether for the resisting and obstructing plea that was entered. However, he indicated that it was supposed to be taken off, but he was told that Judge Bryant put him on a tether for tickets, which I understand that you don't really handle tickets. You did not put him on a GPS tether, especially for this case. So at this point, we don't know what case he is on a GPS tether for. I do know that he has a multitude of the traffic tickets. But I'm not sure. I checked a couple of them and I wasn't able to see a GPS tether requirement.
Okay. Mr. Flanagan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did someone put Mr. Conley on a GPS tether for my case?
Yes, Your Honor. On May 28th, Chief Magistrate Kleperic placed him on the tether.
Now, why did they blame that on me?
He failed to appear after that tether requirement was imposed. And he was given a personal bond, though, and it doesn't say a GPS tether after that.
Oh, well, they just kept him on there. I don't know. So you asking me to remove a tether that I didn't put on and that's not in the system for him to be on? That's one of them things that he fell through the crack, and it was a crack that he needed to fall through. That's what that sounds like to me, because he has now missed his court date on the felony. They're gonna probably put him back on the tether. Who is the judge on the felony case, Mr. Conley?
Hold on one second.
I believe it's Judge Ramsey, Your Honor. Yes, Judge Ramsey.
Mr. Flanagan, do you have a phone number for Judge Ramsey, Ms. Hall? Are you looking in the bar journal or are you just looking on the...
I'm looking at the Register of Actions.
Oh, they won't have... Okay, let's do this. We're going to put Mr. Conley back in the waiting room. Mr. Conley, we're going to call Judge Ramsey's courtroom to see if you were supposed to be in court today and to try to stop them from putting a warrant out for your arrest and another GPS tether. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do on your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm going to need you to get yourself together, though, Mr. Conley, because I'm not going to be with you too long. Okay.
I know they just giving me they got all my dates messed up. I got all my paperwork. I write everything down. I've been going to court every month. I got all the court dates written down.
Okay, well, just hold on. Let's try to get a phone number for Judge Ramsey, see if he was supposed to be in there today, and let's try to get him there first. That's more important than this. So just hold on. In terms of the penalty is greater, could be greater than this. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, okay?
Okay.
Should I go now, or would you like to handle any of the other cases that are ready?
Where you going? What I'm doing with it? Where I'm sending them? Help me, because I'm confused. Oh, did you see Mr. Farmer put it? Oh, he put the thing in the chat to me. But do you know Mr. Farmer's phone number, don't you?
I don't.
Oh, I'll send. I don't know how to forward it. We'll make sure Mr. Conley has it.
Okay.
You were getting ready to go back in and talk to Mr. Conley.
Yes.
I mean, okay, so I'll send him to the breakout. You can go now because he need help. But we're gonna try to call Miss I said Miss Ramsey, Judge Ramsey. Okay. I sent him number 3.
Okay.
Okay, I need a break after that.